Hello, it's February. It's actually February the 14th, so happy Valentine's Day. And what a while it's been. We've had, with one thing and another, it's been not impossible to get down and do anything, but just not very nice. Here in the UK, we've had that much water coming down from the skies that whenever you have come down, it's been so muddy that there's not a lot you can really do. And it's that time of year where we're all just having to wait and hold our horses until the growing season kicks in. So I'm just gonna go for a little tour today. There's a couple of little things I want to show you. There's a new addition which I know you're really, really excited about, which I'm excited about, and I'm going to show you that. And then we are going to put a couple of fruit trees in, and I'm going to plant some sweet peas. So on with the merriment. Let's have a look round. Okay, we've got the garlic here that I planted in. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look, Duck. It was planted in let's have a look, October, and that is Casablanca, and I think it was Germador. So that's been in now for what? October. That has been in for, well, it's been in over winter basically. It's actually done very well. I'm really pleased with that. And in my last video, which seems like a lifetime away, I was bemoaning the fact that my Solent White garlic cloves had all gone mouldy. So good old Nigel from Muddy Boots really very, very kindly sent me an envelope full, and I've got them all in here. You can see when I've planted these. Let's have a look. Let's see, we put them in the 8th of January. Okay, Nigel, it looks like they're not coming, but then you focus in and look, yay. And actually, yeah, once you start to focus, you realise there's quite a few starting to come up. So Nigel also put a couple of elephant cloves in, cloves of elephant garlic in for me. So I've got those in as well, which are coming up beautifully at the end. Really pleased with those. So thank you very much, Nigel. We'll keep a close eye on this patch. This is Nigel's patch. And there we go. Although that looks exactly the same as the garlic patch, that's actually my onions red from Wilkinson's that I planted in. You know, it's really good to be organised with these little things, isn't it? Let's have a look when I planted those. 12th of November. 12th of November. So yeah, so they've overwintered really well. Although we haven't had a cold winter, so it's not surprising, but they've been in there for 3 months, coming up really, really well. And then I got some stir-on onions. I can't remember where I got them from, but was it Wilkinson's again? Good old Wilkinson's. They were planted in 24th of January, so not even a month yet. And hopefully we're going to have a big load of stir-on onions and red onions, because we didn't do so well with our red onions last year, or any onions at all actually. And this is that bed that had all the courgettes and tomatoes in. Didn't do that well. I think the manure was too fresh and it was too shady, to be honest, but hopefully the onions will be okay in there. So yeah, already things that we're really excited about, things to look forward to. Yeah, and actually I realise as I do, as I'm going round, this looks a mess, because this is my herb patch. I tell you what, I'm so glad I put my mint in a pot. And the lemon balm. Look, the lemon balm's worse. Look at that. That is actually in a pot. But it's doing so well. Anyway, a few things haven't overwintered very well. The thyme there isn't looking very happy. But amazingly, I think this is a bit of parsley. Chives doing well. Mint, obviously. Oh look, there's my other thyme. Look, not good, is it? I think we're going to give up. Yeah, I think we've got to give that up. And I've got some garlic chives there and some marjoram there. But the reason we've got this big hole in the middle is because we had a little gage tree there, a little plum tree, So we're going to put that in along the fence next to the apple tree where it gets more sun, and yeah, it'll get looked after a little bit better than stuck in there. But where we've got that, I am going to put, are you ready? That. Okay, this is where my herb bed is, which I showed you around. Thyme not doing well, everything else doing okay. But yeah, this is the rosemary that we got from Aldi. Brilliant, really brilliant. I mean, what is this? It's a, hold on Jane, glasses on. It's a 14cm pot, which I think is about almost a 6-inch pot. We've got a really good chain of garden centres down the road actually, and I know because I've always loved herbs, and having tried to buy them over the years, I've realised quite how expensive they are from a garden centre, and I think that sort of pot at a garden centre would be £5 upwards, £2.99 from Wilco's, and you get a little planter as well. It's quite nice little terracotta planter thing, no holes in the bottom, but nice to put your pots in. Okay, so that's a bonus. I'm going to put that there. This, it says, is going to be, I don't know, I take my glasses off, just got to put them on again. Here we go. 60 to 100 centimetres tall, so that is 2 to 3 feet. Be nice. Hopefully it will grow into a nice big bush. One of the lovely things about rosemary, of course, is, for example, we're having lamb tonight actually for tea, so I shall be taking some of this with me. It's my first harvest, it's only just gone in, it'll be my first harvest to go with the lamb this evening. But it's one of the easiest ones to dry. But one of the benefits that I really like, and I suppose it applies to all herbs, is it gets these beautiful spikes of blue flowers. And as we all know, what colour flowers do insects like? Blue. I might have just made that up. I don't think I have. But if any of you remember seeing this area last year, the herb area in particular and the flower bed, it was just absolutely thronging with buzzing. It was buzzing with bees and hoverflies, and it was just beautiful. No good if you don't like them, but to think about them all doing their own work and everything, it's really good. So this is going to add to their pleasure. Okay, so all I've done, I mean the hole is already here. This is where we've taken the gauge up. I'm going to put it in my way of gardening here. Dig a little hole. Put in the plant. Cover it up. Now, rosemary is one of those herbs that likes very dry, sunny conditions. So I'm hoping it's going to be okay here. It doesn't get the most sunlight here. The soil is very wet. I wouldn't say it's saturated. I mean, it is workable at the minute. I don't want to pat that down too much, but I want to make sure there's no air pockets. But hopefully, I mean, that was a good root system on that. It's been outside in our back garden in the pot for about a week, and the weather has been quite cold at nights now, so yeah, it should be fine. It's a hardy thing. Hopefully that'll do okay. Make sure my roots are covered. And there we have it. Planting rosemary. Oh, it's just nice to plant stuff again. Really good. Anyway, yeah, really pleased. Okay. Don't know if you can focus on that very well, but it's actually 11 degrees centigrade in here at the moment, which is nice and warm, because in here, let me just show you what we've got over here. We've got our potatoes, Chitting. Got to get that one right. Okay, we have got, let's see, red Duke of York. Any sign of any chits on there yet? The chits we know are the bits that are, let's have a look. Just got to be careful we don't knock them too much. These bits here, they're going to provide lovely sturdy shoots for the plant, and we want them to sort of, we want the what am I saying? That thing, the potato, we want the tuber to have some nice stubby shortish chits, and quite a few of them on each, which is why I've got mine here in the light, because if you put them in a place that's too dark, they'll go leggy, and we don't like leggy things. I think we've all suffered from a leggy seedling at some time or another, and they're not the best. So, you know, as long as it's a frost-free greenhouse, which I hope this is, never come in and there's been frost, I think it's okay. We can see what there is. We've got, what's this one? King Edward, we're trying that this year. I can see a couple of chips coming on there. What's this one? International Kidney. Let's have a little look. There's a few of those. And then, of course, look, the one that everybody goes on about. I'm turning round. Don't get seasick. Don't get seasick. Salpomira. Oh, that was the potato of the year last year, wasn't it? I can't recall how many fantastic harvests there were from this little fella, so be told. Got a lot to live up to. Anyway, so we've got the potatoes chitting there. I don't know if we've got enough. I think we probably have. But what I wanted to show you was, I put these leeks in. Now, I don't know if I put, oh yeah, I did. I put these in, what does that say? 8th of January. They've been in my cold greenhouse. There's these ones as well. Cold greenhouse. And they have done so much better than the leeks that I've planted in proper seed sowing compost in my little heated propagator at home. Because guess what? They've come up leggy. These ones have come up really nicely. Look, strong green shoots. Just exactly what we want from a leek. Well done, leeks. Yeah. So you sort of think you're doing them a favour by bringing them on at home, but actually, I think these ones are going to be much tastier soups. Okay, so we'll put the lids back on them. We're not going to look at the fact that that's got lots of moss on it. We'll turn it the other way and pretend it hasn't happened. Okay, that's it. Leek and potato. Ooh, soup in the making. Okay, hello. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out, but you can see my hands. You can see these things. I'm going to plant some sweet peas. You've all seen sweet peas being planted all over the place, so I'm not going to bore you with it too much, but I will bore you with it a little bit. Excuse my throat. This horrible virus has been rotten for the last couple of weeks. These are root trainers. They're not the extra deep ones that you can get. Last year I used these to put my sweet peas in round about October, November. And by the time it came to March, April, when they were ready to be planted out, you can imagine they were absolutely, I felt so sorry for them. I felt like I'd been cruel to flowers. And if there'd been this society for it, I'd have been picked up there and then, because they were so congested, like my cough, excuse me, so congested that I swore I wasn't going to do it again. But I think if I plant them in there at this time of year, they won't have too long. Hopefully they'll be in there for, what is it now, February? Oh, 6 weeks, 2 months before they go outside. Probably 2 months, probably a bit longer than 2 months actually. So I'm going to risk putting them in here. The seeds I've got as well, these could be a risk. These are ones that I collected from the sweet pea flowers we had last year on, can you see? 3rd of October 2015. And what I've actually done, because the sweet peas were absolutely beautiful, and there is nothing nicer, well there is, but it's such a treat to be able to pick your sweet peas and have little posies of those around the house. I know you men like your posies. Anyway, so yeah, these are ones that I've picked, and let's just see. They've been in a nice dry paper bag. They've actually, I don't know if you can hear that, they've dried beautifully, and look, there you have them. Sweet peas for free. Okay, whether they come or not, it's a different thing. So what I'm going to do first of all, this glove's going on now. I'm just going to fill these root trainers. Now, when you get the root trainers, they actually come in a tray that they fit. But me being me has lost that tray, so they're now going to be a bit wobbly. So I'm going to, what shall I do? I'll wedge something in at the end. Hold on, I'm looking for a wedgie. Oh dear. Here we go. Wasn't a fan of these things last year either, that we put in the end of your water bottles. Right, okay, is that going to work? little bit. I'll stand it up now. Okay, so just fill these. This isn't your ordinary seed sowing compost. This is Jack's Magic, which people seem to like. Oh, there you go. That works well. Okay, we'll just ignore that. So this is Jack's Magic. It's meant to be good. I'm just going to hold that. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. Because to be honest, if I wasn't filming, that's exactly what I would do. I'd just tip it in, and then I'd go, ooh, that's better, isn't it? It's all very well being fancy Nancy, but time's precious. Okay, now you can see. I'm going to have to fill it up a little bit more. But the ones I have filled, oh yeah, you see, that's why you've got to get your things in properly, because you don't want to force too much soil in so that they, can you see on this one, if I force too much soil in there, that's going to open. So, okay. I'm not going to put, oh look, that's done. I've just done it, and I've lost a paper bag out there. Oh, Max picked it up, bless him. Okay, I'm just going to stop doing that there because I'm getting cross with it, and I'm going to show you how to plant a sweet pea, because this is fascinating. There's your sweet pea. Oh, listen to that wind. Pop it in there. There's your sweet pea. Pop it in there. There's your sweet pea. Pop it in there. There's a sweet pea. Pop it in there. Next row. Oh, they've got 3 in that one. Sweet pea, pop it in. Sweet pea, pop it in. Sweet pea, pop it in. Bit more soil. Sweet pea, pop it in. There. So I've done that row, that row. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go off camera because this is probably boring you, and then I will come back when I've done the rest of them. Okay. Okay, here we have what we call a little mess of sweet peas. Very pleased with. All I'm going to do now is give them a really good water and put the lid on. Hope it fits. And put them next to the leeks, and hopefully, I think very soon actually, well within the next week or 2, we should start to see something from there. Fingers crossed. I can't do my fingers crossed from this angle, it looks a bit rude. Fingers crossed. Okay, done. Okay, well at the risk of being shot, just want to show you this. This is the tree that we brought from our garden at home, that to be honest, we'd planted with our fingers crossed, as we do, against like a bit of a northeast facing fence, and it's just never done any good at all. So we're going to bring it down here, give it a new lease of life. And my funny stance is because I'm standing astride a hole that Mike's dug for it, so it's bare rooted at the minute. It actually, if you look at the roots, the poor thing hadn't done very well. It's only been in just over a year. Yeah, it's just over a year. And considering the height of the tree at the top, it's not doing too. Oh goodness me! Bang bang! Elmer Fudd. So hopefully it'll do well. So we've got the hole, we've got the tree. Just killed the tree. Really good, well-rotted manure now. We've had this for. This has been here for over a year. So I saw a thing on one of the garden shows that said you shouldn't really need to put manure in the hole, because if you do that, you're encouraging the tree to not send its roots out to look for food and water. But I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, I'm giving it some manure anyway. It can't do any worse than it had done at home, so I think it's going to absolutely love this. So there we go. We've got the hole, we've got the manure, we've got our, let me just show you, red Falstaff apple. And this is one, before they had all the, oh hold on, there go my glasses. This is one that, it just goes to show, so I actually got the price on this. This was £22.95. When you think again, you can get them from Aldi and Lidl now for like £3.50. Maybe a year younger, but you know, pretty good. So here's our proper tree. Gonna get the roots in. I don't know if you can see from there, but I want to have it. So I was going to grow it like what do you call it? Not a espalier, the other one, like a cordon, going that way, and I was going to plant it at an angle, but I think the shape of it is just naturally wanting to be a fan. So we're going to do it that way. That's all there is to it. Pick the sand back in. Not even sand, is it? It's soil. Put the soil back in, and all that remains will be for that to have a really good water, and hopefully it should be a completely new lease of life. I don't want to compact the soil too much around the roots and get rid of all the air, but yeah, you can see the sun coming over here. It's a really lovely spot. We've got it at the end of the path, so it's not going to shade the other beds too much. Just going to do a little apple dance. There we are. What could be easier than that? Good water in. I should have put a support in actually. I should have put a support in before I put the tree in. But you know what? It's cold. It's cold. It's February. There's very little going on. I'm really pleased. Another thing planted. Gonna give it a good water now. Again. Puddling it in. Puddling. That's the word we gardeners like to use. Okay. The ground's pretty wet anyway, look, it's just all running off down the hill. But yeah, that's it, done. Put on your tree. Okay, just got to do now my gage tree, a gooseberry tree, and replant the artichoke, and I can go and watch the end of the rugby. Okay, so well done. Okay, that's the gauging as well. I've got a question for you about this one. Look, it's got these suckers. Are they suckers coming up off the bottom? Now I know plums don't like pruning at this time of year. They like being pruned in the summer. Otherwise you risk letting in silverleaf disease. Is that right? So I don't quite know what to do with these because they're obviously not right. But I don't want to risk getting disease in me plum. Who wants a diseased plum? Anyway, so let me know, please. Where are we? Comments below. Oh, this is a funny angle. Comments below. What would you do with those little suckers? Are they to be or are they not to be? What do you think? And here we have it. The bit I'm really excited about this year. Not the biggest pond, Bermuda Cove, as it's called, but my next job, next time I come down, I'm hoping tomorrow it's going to be nice actually, that all this, which was my flower bed anyway, is going to get planted up. I've got foxgloves which I moved that are just, I've got so many of them. They're over there ready to go back in. I've got some primroses from home. I've got a few bulbs. I want to try and get as many sort of plants in really to attract wildlife as I can, but that is going to be for next time. But itching to get started on that. That'd be quite interesting if we could fast forward 6 months from now. What looks like just a puddle in, well, that's it, just a puddle, a muddy puddle at that. What the difference is going to be. Fantastic. Oh look, the sun's coming out like a little sign of approval. I was getting excited about a puddle. I am though. Can't believe that we've actually been down after the horrendous weather we've been having. You sort of can't believe that you're ever going to get down and be able to do stuff again. It's a bit pessimistic, I know, but to have a day like today, it was just a couple of hours actually with the sun coming through. It's blooming cold, don't get me wrong, I've got several layers on, but to actually get some stuff in, it's just brilliant. So I've got fruit trees have been planted, that's the right time of year to do those, I know that. I've got my sweet peas in, the sweet peas that I collected from last year, so fingers crossed for them. Potatoes are happily chitting, leeks are on the way. My dream about that puddle. But you know, once it's got all the stuff around it, it's going to be fantastic. And yeah, onions, red and white, they're in. Garlic in. Nigel's patch in. When I think about this time last year, and we were just going into our first growing season, it was so exciting. It was so exciting. And I sort of thought that, hoping not, but I thought maybe you sort of start to get a bit complacent, think, oh, I've done that now. But it's just as exciting second time round. And that's because we have this lull where you really actually miss it and want to get back down. I don't know if I've got my head on this, but just, you know, not saying much. But yeah, so that excitement's still there, which is really, really good. And yeah, you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Okay. All sorts of things that I could talk about, but I'm not going to now. I've just been distracted by a robin. I hope that you have been able to get out wherever you are. There's loads of tidying up to do down here, and I've never looked forward to tidying up somewhere so much. I'm just itching to get things sorted, to get things growing. Let me know how you're getting on. Thank you to all my new subscribers. That's just brilliant. It's just really nice, really nice. And Train says so too. And that's it. Yeah, I'm wittering now. So I'm going to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And if you haven't had a card or anything, don't worry. There are other things in life. Shut up, Jane. That's what you're saying now. Okay, I'm going to go now. Okay, so yeah. See you next time. Thank you. Bye.